Hi everyone, I'm Nikki Hart and welcome to What's Your Take? In this episode, I'm going to share with you my take on how to find clients, and then you'll share your take in the comments below. That way we can all learn with each other and really get a feel for how to find clients. Now this method works for me. There's many things that factor into this and I'm going to share those with you, such as my situation and the location that I'm at. That has all contributed greatly to how this has worked for me in finding clients. And the number one way that I find clients is through networking. That is the biggest thing that I have right now that really keeps the client flow steady, and I have new clients all the time because of this. It's such a big deal. And again, my situation and location has really played into this. So let me clarify. When I first started working in design, I didn't start full-time with the job that I have now, where I'm running my own design business. I did that on the side, and I worked for 6 years at a local nonprofit. The 6 years that I was working there really helped with networking. It got me comfortable with networking. I met a lot of people locally in my town, of which is about medium-sized to small. It's not a large city. So networking is so crucial in order to find clients. So all of that built into what I have now, which is a network of people beyond just clients. And that's what's really helpful. Now, growing up in a small town and then working in the same town, you're obviously going to have a bigger network. You're going to know people, and it's really crucial. But in that same situation, people really do work with who they know. So if they don't know about you, it's not going to work to your benefit to be finding new clients. So that's why networking is so important. And networking comes in all shapes and sizes, but the networking that I've done is so traditional. It's attending events, it's going to art openings, it's going to functions, galas, charities, you name it. Wherever people are, I'm there networking and telling them what I do. And that's what's also important. You cannot be afraid to share what you do. More often than not, if you're going to industry events, the conversation is expected, so it's not as awkward. Now, I'm not just going up to random people and saying, "Hi, I'm a designer. Do you need my skills?" You want to work that into the conversation. And often people will ask what you do, and that's a great opportunity to just tell them what you do. And a lot of times people will be like, "Oh, I need your services." Great. And that's how that works. And then the bigger your network gets, the more referrals you get. So basically, you just end up working within this network of people that you know, hopefully really well, and it just continues to bring clients your way. The other thing that I've noticed with networking is the clients that you get often are a reflection of the group that you're hanging out with. So because I essentially grew up and worked in an art environment, a lot of the clients that I have are related to the arts in some way, whether they're artists or business owners or something like that. And that's just because of the networking that I've done in the groups that I've hung out with. And so it all benefits. But I also work with local businesses that have nothing to do with the arts. They're nonprofits, whatever. It ends up being a niche for me because of my nonprofit background. And so I work with other nonprofits around my town, and that is what really works. And then your name sort of gets out there as the person to go to for fill in the blank with whatever skill it is that you want people to say that for. Now, here's a little tidbit for you. I was a super duper shy individual growing up, like really bad. It was to the point where I didn't really like talking on the phone to people. I was really nervous about it. So I had to adapt, and I had to learn to go beyond that and break free of that challenge for what I'm doing now. If I was socially awkward, of which I think we all have some level of, but if I was really afraid to talk to people, it would be extremely difficult to do what I do now. So I've done things to get better at that. Aside from just going to events and practicing, because you get better through practice, I've done things such as take drama classes to get more comfortable in front of people. I started that in high school, knowing my challenge, and continued to do that throughout. And it really did help. I was able to talk to people. I was in front of groups of people. Obviously, when you're acting on stage, that's a great way to break that fear. And acting was a good start with that because you're playing another character, so people aren't judging you the person, they're judging you playing the character. So it was a nice comfort zone for me to do that. And then when I got into the nonprofit, it was a forced thing that happened where all of a sudden I was thrust into this world where I had to talk to people, I had to promote the business I was working for. It was all about talking and meeting people, and I was new in the game. People didn't know who I was, so I had to make an effort to get to know people. And my approach with that is just to be friendly. everybody likes to know new people and meet new people and potentially gain friends. So I approach my situations very similarly, where a lot of my clients I consider friends. We're work friends, we're always professional, but it's a lot more laid back. It's a lot more casual with a lot of my clients because we develop really good friendships out of this. And it creates a lifelong relationship that I want for my clients, to where they can always call me for something design needed or whatever it is that they need. But the relationship is pretty casual and it's more fun that way. Now, of course, I have bigger businesses that I work with and it's just not as comfortable. It's not as friendly, but that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just the way the situation is and you adapt for that. The other thing is to grab a friend who's really socially awesome and they go to network events already. So they know a group of people that you can go and chat with. And what's going to happen with that is they're going to introduce you to people that they know, which is going to break the ice of you having to start that conversation yourself. I definitely did that. Aside from the classes, I went and grabbed a friend who was awesome at this. She knew people in town. We went to events. She would introduce me. It helped. And then after she's introduced me, she would reintroduce me and say, do you remember do you remember Nikki? Blah, blah, blah. So it helps with that if you can find somebody in your already available circle that could potentially take you to a networking event or a charity event or an art opening or something of that nature. Start with the people that you know and have them introduce you to people that you don't know. And before you know it, you're going to develop a huge network of people. And don't always go for the client. That's not always the goal. Sometimes you just want to meet people that may lead you to a client potentially, or they may be a great network to have, meaning that they're colleagues that could be in the media, they can be printers, they can be somebody that you can learn from. It's not always just about the client network that you're looking to build. If you get that, great, but that's not the only goal of networking. You want to just build your network of people to be as large as you can handle that benefits you and what you're doing. And then you always have somebody that you can call for whatever it is that you have coming up in your business. So that's my take on how to find clients. I definitely want to know what works for you guys. So please share your takes in the comments below. Do you network? Do you do something else? Do you work primarily remotely where you don't have the opportunity to meet people in person? What works for you? I can't wait to see what you guys are doing in addition to what I've shared for finding clients. If you haven't already, please subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest and greatest here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.